It's been a minute. It's actually August 11th. We've been in Seattle for a little over 10 days, obviously, and I haven't really been doing much filming this week. So I haven't filmed it all this week. I haven't filmed much the last few days. Pretty sure I've never said that before. Yeah, I mean, the first 10 days here, we have just been kind of like living life. It's not been that exciting, so I haven't really been vlogging because it feels like we live here. But yeah, we did stuff. I mean, we did our normal stuff like going around Kirkland, and we went to the laundromat at one point. And anyway, so I didn't want to miss a week of uploading a video, and it's Friday. Normally I edit these videos and release them Saturday morning, but this week I'm going to try and do something a little bit more challenging. I'm going to try and make a video, edit it all in one day. For the story this week, I thought it may be funny to make a video about why I love Kirkland. There's a lot of reasons that I love Kirkland, but I'm going to try and group them together into different reasons. And starting with the reason number one is the location. So if you're unfamiliar, Kirkland sits on the east side of Lake Washington, and in my mind is centrally located to everything that you could want. You can get to the city in about 20 minutes by driving across the 520 bridge, or you can take a bus from the bus stop behind me, which will get you to the city in about an hour. So it's really easy to get everywhere via public transportation. You're also just north of Bellevue and all that city has to offer. That's just maybe 10 minutes going south. And then to the east, you have Redmond, which is home of Microsoft, another town which has a lot to offer, and that's just 10 minutes to the east. And then obviously, aside from being right off the lake, which we'll talk about in a minute, in pretty much every which direction, Kirkland has a bunch of amazing parks. Now the parks part I can't emphasize enough, because within like 10 minutes of downtown, there's at least like 6 or 7 parks all along the water, like the one I'm at right now, and they're all incredible because they all look at Lake Washington, and some of them have docks that you can swim off of. Some of them are just perfect for like hanging out and soaking the sun, or just have volleyball courts or whatever it is. There's just so many parks within walking distance. And then if you're to get in your car and you drive 10 minutes to the north, you end up at St. Edward's, which is this incredible park that has this old historic building that's since been converted into a hotel, and it has a bunch of dense forest. And then to the east, maybe 5 minutes in a car ride up towards Redmond, you're at Bridle Trails, which is like a horse. So people are like ride the horses around the woods, but you can also just hike in there. It looks like a dense forest, and it's incredible as well. Now for us, having Granger and spending time outside, having her at these parks is just so nice to just be outside. And like I said, they're all just so beautiful, and they have such a fun energy about them. Okay, now the second reason that I love Kirkland, and this one's kind of weird, but it has this kind of Gilmore Girls effect to it. And what I mean by that is, it's not like a tiny small town, but it's also not like a big city like Bellevue, and it has everything that you could want. There's at least, I think, 4 to 5 coffee shops, there's bakeries, tons of restaurants, there's shopping, there's a lot of like boba tea places, ice cream shops. There's just so much that the downtown offers that makes it feel kind of like a small mini downtown. Now you combine that with the aesthetic of downtown Kirkland, where there's just flowers and cute alleyways and random staircases and all that. Like I said, it just has this Gilmore Girls effect that I guess if you know, like you know. And then on top of that, despite having been here and lived here so many times, I'm always finding new things, like this ferry sign right here. I've probably walked through this intersection 1,000 times, lived here for a year and a half, and I never even noticed it. And what it is, it's the historic ferry sign that used to show the times at which the ferry would take out through this port, because you used to be able to catch a ferry from Kirkland all the way across to Seattle, because that was the only way you could get to Seattle. The bridge wasn't built yet. And again, I never noticed that until just the other day and looked up. So it's just stuff like that that's pretty cool. Now, the third reason is just how walkable Kirkland is, and not because it's clean and it's safe and easy to walk around at night, but because scattered throughout Kirkland are these little pedestrian walkways that go along the water, and they're super cute. And just in general, this city is super walkable. If I need groceries, haircut, if I need to go to my bank, if I need anything, I can pretty much walk to it. Whereas in Arizona, we had to drive everywhere just to go anywhere. And you know, in terms of gas usage, we probably use, I don't know, maybe half as much gas here because we don't have to drive everywhere. Of course, the health benefits of that is, you know, we're walking a lot more, so we just feel healthier and we feel better. Maybe not so much in the wintertime when it's super rainy and cold, but at least for the summer, it's super walkable. All right, so this next reason, and reason number 4, is kind of a positive and a negative. And that is the homes here, or at least like the architecture, because me coming from Arizona, which is basically just like a stucco paradise where everything's the same and it's all a grid. Kirkland and Washington's not like that. The roads bend, they go up, they go down, but more importantly, the homes here, whether it's the apartments in more of like the urban environments or it's like the homes out in the neighborhoods, there's just such a diversity to the type of homes. There's just a lot of really beautiful homes. So obviously with that beauty, there's a price to pay, right? Here's the negative to that. There is not a single home in Kirkland, or most of the east side for that matter, that is below $1 million. Now lastly, the 5th reason why I love Kirkland, and this is quite honestly what makes this video so difficult to do. This is gonna sound corny, but it's basically like the vibe or the feeling of Kirkland, especially in like the summer and even like in the fall, even more so. There's like a certain feeling.
No, I was told it. Yeah? Yeah, I was told it. Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it.
So like I said, there's always just something happening in the summer, and it seems like just everybody's always out and about, enjoying the sun, enjoying the parks, and there's just this certain inescapable energy. It feels good. And for the people that live in Arizona, I guess the closest thing you can equate it to is like February and March when it's like spring training time. It's like that, but on crack. Like I said, Kirkland, I don't know how to explain it, but around that like golden hour, that sunset hour, there's just, everybody's out and they're looking at the sun and they're enjoying it, and Granger is enjoying it, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. That's what makes this so difficult.
Good night.
So that is why I love Kirkland. And again, this was a super difficult video to make because it's so hard to convey and show these things, but hopefully you got a glimpse of it. I now have to try and edit this video, and I only have tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week.